What is up, guys? Doogie here back again. This is Rebuilding Hockey Town live on Twitch. Hello to all you watching live. I love you. Even the ones doubting me for the moves that I'm about to make, as we need to go into a bit of a retooling period, getting rid of some of our players. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, but it has to happen. Now, thankfully, I went through and kind of scouted out who I plan on getting here. And we're going to get right down to business because I have a lot of different deals to make. And the first involves trading the current Vezina Trophy winner. This is the second year in a row. Of course, last year we traded Thatcher Demko, who won the Vezina the year before. This time out, we're trading Jordan Hallett because Harold Van Kadishin is ready to go. He is an elite goaltender, and we are going to give him the chance. Now, with the goaltending, Scrimes is actually going to be the backup to start the season, and then we'll take a look at who's doing well for other teams, and we'll get a goalie at that point. But starting off, Jordan Hallett has to go, and the question is, what team can afford to take his cap hit? And that is the first thing we have to figure out. Unfortunately, the San Jose Sharks don't have anybody decent. The Ottawa Senators do, and surprise, surprise, it works out well for me because they have, number one, they have a goaltending need, but number two, they have a player that I want, and that would be Vitaly Kaminsky. Go figure that we're going after another decent prospect, but he is the guy, and we should be able to get a deal done. Now, do they have anybody else that I'd actually want? Krog, low elite, might be worth going after, maybe. Medium top four defenseman. See, that's the thing, like medium top six, medium top six, medium top four defensemen, they're not worth a damn thing. But, I'm going to see if I can get Krog as well. Now, obviously, I'll have to give up a little bit more to make that happen, and that is fine because we do have the list of players that we will be getting rid of. It does suck to trade Hallett within the division, but my hands are tied, and I have to do what I have to do. Anyway, let's see. Perron and Cowan are both on their way out. They can take both contracts. Will that go through straight up? It might. So I'm going to tack on a pick here just to be safe. Just to be safe. A little bit of a safety net there. How close is this deal to being done? Not close enough. Will it go through straight up? It will not. They don't want both defensemen. So let's say I take Cowan out of there. We'll go with Perron, and again, I'll tack on the third round pick just as a safety net. That still won't go through. Will it go through straight up? No, it won't. That's okay. That's okay. I'm willing to give up picks to make this work. Now, do I have the picks to give up? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But what if we tack on some late picks down the road? Still no. Still no. So Krog might be a bit too much. How about the Columbus second? Because the second round pick doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of value to us. Will that go through? And no, it won't, but it is close, which is music to my ears. Music to my ears. Will that go through? Nope. All right, so we'll use, the fifth and the sixth instead. Quick and easy. And maybe not as easy as I would have liked. Ottawa, come on. You're getting the reigning Vezina Trophy winner, man. A good defenseman and a second-round pick. Be happy. Thank you very much. Jordan Hallett, thanks for the memories, buddy. Thanks for your time here. But you are gone. You are gone, and we get one of the top prospects not yet on our team. So that worked out fairly well. And again, with the goaltending, I'm not too worried about having Scrimes as the backup for the moment. I could have gotten one of their goaltenders. I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal, to be honest. I think we will be fine for the moment. Here, let me just send down Comrie, because who gives a damn? Who gives a damn? Anyway, that is trade number one in the books, involving one of our bigger players. Now, we get to sort out the defense. And actually, you know what? No, well, it should be able to work. Unfortunately for us, it's a bit of a logjam, which is why both Ronning and Comrie need to be traded. We are going to keep the current top four intact. We should be able to keep Nick Hague happy on the second pairing due to the PK time. But our target is somebody we have gone after a couple of times now. Quite a few times, in fact, and that would be the Grinder, Daryl Hamhuis, 4th overall pick in 2025. Still one of the most valuable prospects out there, and we'll see if we can pick him up. Now, again, Ronning should hopefully be good enough. He's still on his entry-level deal, so that's a great pickup for Washington. It's a great pickup for Washington. Do they have anybody else that we'd actually want? Carcillo's a bit too good. Dubinsky isn't that great. So that's actually probably close to going through. Again, we will use the 3rd round pick as the safety net just in case they accept it. They did not. That's okay, though. That's okay. Let's go 5th rounder again, just kind of as a safety net, just to see what's happening. Straight up. Still no, just a bit low. And that's what happens when they don't want to trade somebody. So 6th and a 7th, Ronning for Hamhuis. Are they getting the better of this deal? Absolutely. But we have no choice. We have too many good players. The vicious cycle will continue, though, as we will get this trade to go through one way or another. Again, just abusing our late picks that we'll never use, and apparently they're not good enough for the Habs. Come on now. You know you want to accept this deal. You know you want to save me some time. Really? Really? What the hell do you think you are, wasting my time? You're wasting my time. What's the matter with you? There we go. Ronning, thank you so much. I thought you would be a decent part of this team moving forward, but your time here is done as we pick up Hamhuis from the Washington Capitals, finally, after years of targeting him. Now, we do, of course, still have other teams that we're looking at, and I believe the next two, Pittsburgh and Montreal, those are the two targets. Pittsburgh doesn't have much cap space. Montreal has even less. Great. That's just great. But I think I'm going to go after Montreal first. And again, the downside to this is it's a lot of Eastern Conference teams. So we are trading a lot of these players within the division. But Edmonds is the next target. High top 6 potential. They want to get rid of him as well. He's a grinder, so I can see why. But I'm still willing to pick him up. And Smithson as well on defense. And I think that was it from there. The rest are, the rest are pretty shit. Like, keeping wouldn't be terrible, I guess, with the high 7T potential. But we do already have other prospects in the pipeline that are a little bit better. So, to get this deal done, Comrie, again, is the next guy to go. It is a damn shame. A damn shame. But he's got to go. And, again, I'll use that 3rd round pick as the safety net, because with them wanting to trade Edmonds, this might go through. It did not, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. 4th and a 6th, what do they think about that? How about just the 4th? Still too far. Still too far. That's okay, though. 5th and a 6th, what do you say? No? Just the 5th? How about straight up? No, wow, the value is actually still a little bit too far. That's okay. Now, they didn't have cap space, but I'm hoping I can tack Cowan onto this deal. Will that go through? Yes, it would. So there you go. I got a little bit lucky. Let's go with a 3rd round pick's probably going to be too much, but I'm willing to double check at least. You know what? I'll actually get this to work. What if I tack on that 7th round pick? What do you say? Still no? All right. But we'll still use these last few lower end picks. Will that go through? Yes, it will. Comrie, I love you, buddy. You and Cowan are off to Montreal for Edmonds, Smithson, and a 3rd round pick. So there you go. The defense is sorted out. We still have 3 big fish to get rid of. And it's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult because one of the players we have to get rid of comes with a pretty hefty cap hit. Now, the Pittsburgh Penguins were the next team that I kind of targeted as high priority, right? So we'll see if we can make this work cap-wise, and I'm starting to think it might not. I'm starting to think it might not, but there's a chance, and that's what we're hoping for. But Yoshimura, Kolosov are the two priorities here. They're not the greatest, but again, we are running out of options. So we'll target these two, and we'll see if we can manage to get this deal done here. Now, Cole Lind, unfortunately, is on his way out. This is league approved, so I may just be able to send him to Pittsburgh, which I know the bar was still in the red, but they might be able to accept the deal if they send somebody down. It's willing to, it's worth, looking just to find out. But what do they say to the thought of this trade? No. What do they say now? Still no. How about now? Still no. Sweeten it just a touch, though. So Yoshimura, Kolosov, and a second for Cole Lind. And let's go 7th, 4th, and 4th. How about, actually, the 4th might be too much. Just 1/4? There you go. It's a sad day. It is a very sad day. But Cole Lind is off to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for a few more prospects. Again, last year, we had the issue of trying to keep too many players happy. This year, though, it had to be done. He is gone. There are better options. He has too big of a cap hit when you factor in that somebody like Sam Boulerice needs to be signed at the end of this season. It had to happen. And we have players in the pipeline that can take over for Cole Lind. So again, it's a sad day. It's a real sad day. But he's gone. He is gone. And again, for those on Twitch, have a little faith in me. How many cups have we won, damn it? Oh, ye of little faith. Have I not earned it? Have I not earned that faith? Come on now. Anyway, now the last team here, we have 2 players left to go at the moment. That would be Hummel and Burkhoff. Now, Philly's the team I was looking at. They have Liston. They also, that's pretty much it, really. Adamski, maybe. What's his player role? Minor league scoring forward, low elite. So maybe, right? Maybe. You have the LA Kings, who also aren't terrible as far as a potential option. Mainly with Tunney, but then you also have somebody like Dubois and maybe even Lindholm, even though he's not great. You have the Dallas Stars with somebody like Roloff, high top 6, 61 overall. He looks to be the #1 target. And the other main team, the Columbus Blue Jackets, who I already passed. There they are. There they are, the Columbus Blue Jackets. The main target of that team would probably be Wall, Solis, and Dwyer. What the hell would that be? Numelin? Numelin. He'd also be a potential option. So I'm thinking Dallas. And CBJ as the final 2 targets. So a Roloff is the guy. I think he's the only guy on this team, really. The others aren't that great of options. So let's try to get Roloff from the Dallas Stars. And again, to get this done, I didn't mean to sort by centers. I wanted to see forwards. There we go. Hummel and Burkhoff. Now, Hummel has the most value. He will be our best opportunity here. The good thing is they can take the contract as well. They can take the contract. And it might screw them over to a point next year when they have to re-sign him. Safety net option with the 3rd round pick. Will that go through? It's just a bit low. So there you go. I'm still going to try to get the 3rd. Still going to try to get the 3rd. What if I tack on a 4th round pick? That should go through in all honesty. And it didn't. Dallas, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you thinking? 6th and the 7th just to make sure. Really? Oh, it's close. Adds 3 picks. No, still not close enough. The hell. Will that go through? Yes, it will. Hummel is off to Dallas for Roloff. And we have just one big trade to go. It will be Burkhoff, who doesn't have a tremendous amount of value, but we should still be able to get a deal done for at least somebody, and I'm not afraid to use the picks to get it done. Now, hopefully we can work a deal out with the Blue Jackets. I say hopefully because I don't know for sure if that will be the case. But you do have Wall, you have Solis as well, Dwyer. All of them are signed. To be honest, this is actually going to be a tough trade. This is actually going to be a tough trade. But we may just be able to get to work. And actually, if we can only go one player, let me take a look at LA again. LA's really good cap hit-wise. Goddamn, they don't have anybody signed. So let's see. Tunney, high top 9. All right, here. Let's look at all the teams again really quick. So Tunney at a high top 9. Who the hell do the Flyers have? Who do the Flyers have? Liston at a high top 9. Go figure. Columbus, we already know, but hey, we'll look again while we are here. Columbus, you have the Elite One, a high top 9, and Solis, surprise, surprise. And Carolina and Arizona were the other two. I'm still thinking Columbus is probably the best option. I'm going to go with Wall. I'm hoping. He's someone who could make an impact at the NHL level sooner rather than later. Now, they do want Burkhoff, which is fine. And I might be able to take advantage of that. We'll see. Third round pick as a safety net. It's a bit too much. To be honest, I don't even think this will go through 1-for-1, will it? No. Okay. That's all right, though. Because, again, we picked up third-round picks along the way, and now is where we can use them. And it went through immediately. Burkhoff off to Columbus for Wall. And our team's looking all right suddenly. We still have a couple things to figure out, mainly at the AHL level, and who is going to be on the fourth line. Funny enough, though, our locker room chemistry went up by 3 points after all of those deals. So, funny how the system works, huh? Funny how the system works. But the AHL is looking good. Again, Dundas will be the starter. On defense here, the big question is I do need to go out and get another defender for sure. We have way too many forwards signed as well. I could just play DeRozier. He's 23, medium elite. Damn. Galchenyuk's not awful. I don't know, I could just go out and get somebody, or I could just play someone that's already signed. Let me see. I'm pretty sure like everybody's a lefty, except for Recchi. So, let's see. I'm going to need a lefty here. DeRozier. You know what? I'm going to give him the chance, I think. I'll give DeRozier the chance. And if he fails, we'll go out and get someone else who's actually bottom 6. Kind of like with what we did using Calvin DeHaan a few seasons ago. If we need to go out and get a better line mate for Recchi, we will do just that. But DeRozier gets the chance. We are going to have to figure out the defense down the AHL because the rest, they're pretty much all forwards. But as far as who we're signing here, I need to send down a lot of people. We're actually... The amount of cap space that we have, good Lord. We might not have even needed to trade Cole in to free up cap space. We have that much at this point. That is ridiculous. Anyway, I need to figure out who we are going to play, right? So I need to figure out the fourth line. And to be honest, it might just be best to go out and sign some other guys. I mean, we do have the likes of Stuart, Kelly, and Selleck, who have been here for quite a while, but someone like Stuart, it might just be better to trade him. Yeah, it might just be better to trade him at this point. So I think I'm going to go out and try to get a veteran, you know, some veteran presence, so to speak, just veteran players for the fourth line this year. I think that's the best way to go. I will check free agency really quick, and then I need to focus on trading away some forwards for draft picks, of course. Problem is we are already in cap trouble. So for forwards, and to be honest, I'm thinking defensive players here. I'm thinking defensive players for the fourth line, and if they're physical players as well, that would kind of help. There aren't that many great defensive players, and man, I really don't want to go looking. I really don't want to go looking for the players. What about physical players? Now that's apparently much more easy to find as far as physical players go. Listed as fourth line guys. Auger, I believe is how you would pronounce that. I know he's an LA Kings guy, 6'7". What a beast. It might be worth using him. I might go with the fourth line grind line. And that way, too, I could hand somebody just like a ridiculous contract for the season. Is there anybody else who's actually at least an 80 overall listed as a fourth line guy? We have Brandon Reza, right wing enforcer. Goddamn, only a 68 overall, though. We do have Jeremy Gregor. Not ideal, though. I'd rather go with Auger. Justin Kirkland, who could be the left wing on that line. Could be the left wing on that line. Who else do we have? Is that Hunter Smith? Yes, it is. I might go with Hunter Smith instead of Auger, to be honest. And there we go. Alex Chason, Luke Kerwin, Scott Wilson. Man, there's a lot of physical players out there. Goddamn. Goddamn. A lot of guys that fit the bill as well. So let me sort by overall again. We are going by forwards. And on the fourth line, we could go with Cedric Paquette as the center. And I think I will. Not the best physical player, but a good, well-rounded player. And that's... well, hold on here. Depth players, who do we have? Looking for physical players or really good defensive players. And without a doubt, Cedric Paquette is the best option available. So I'm going to give him a one-year deal. I'm going to give him the one-year deal. He'll be a good fourth liner. I want to pay him quite a bit of money, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm going to give him quite a bit of change. And you know what? Here, let me back out. I'm going to give him the fucking league maximum for 1 year. Here, let me go two-way and then back to one. $19 million is the most you can give someone for a season. Holy shit. Now, that's a bit too much. Let's bring that down to, about 15 or so, maybe. We'll bring it down to about 15 or so. That way, if I need to trade for another defenseman, I'm fine. You know what? I might even go lower. Let's go about 13. That way, in case I need to make a trade, we're looking all right. But yeah, Cedric Paquette is about to be paid for sure. Not bad for a fourth line guy. Who else do we have here? Again, I'm looking at the physical category. Anton Lander. Maybe not the best option. Who else do we have? Scott Wilson. Definitely a physical player. Do I want to give him the chance? I think I do. He's not terrible defensively either. You have Zach Hyman, who could be the right wing. Shevpalovs, Gregor. You have Christopher Paquette. Anybody else? Tolchinsky, Jacobson, Salaturo. I'm just looking at the other 81 overall guys. Anton Bleed, of course, the current Bruin. Grauvach, Galiev, Freddie Gauthier. Freddie Goat. Might not be the GOAT himself. Might not be a bad option. There's a lot of 81 overall guys. Good lord. Good lord. You know what? I will sign Auger for the hell of it. Just because he's such a... he's not going to be the best signing, right? Not at all. Especially on defense. I mean, shit, though. We are going for a cup, though, aren't we? How many fourth-line guys are there? Good lord. Good lord. Alex Chason, the veteran at this point. How many 81 overall guys are there? Good lord. Oh my god. The list just doesn't stop. Nick Cardiles might be interesting. We used him in the QC series, and he was half decent. He was half decent. My god. Bjork, Hunter Smith again. Alright, there we go. We finally hit the 80s. Owen Lane made it up to an 80. Holy shit. At this point, I'm pretty much just going off of name value, really. I mean, what the hell? So let's see. We need a left wing and a right wing. Who the hell is it going to be? I might go with Chase. His defense is pretty shit, though. Luke Kerwin. Not the best defenseman. Or not, definitely not the best defenseman, but not the best defensive category. Auger is a freaking monster on skates, but... I mean, his defensive... You know what? Screw it. Screw it. Whatever. He's a beast. This will be our Goon Squad influence. And then we need a left wing. Gautier wouldn't be a bad option. Anton Bleed wouldn't be a bad option. Who else do we have? Who else? It was Scott Wilson. I'm going to go with Wilson, to be honest. We'll give him a 1-year deal. We'll actually pay him a little bit. And there you go. The fourth line will be set. I do need to make some trades, though. Getting rid of some AHL level players, though. So, the first one's out. We're going to be looking at age here, and it's not going to be too hard to find the oldest players that aren't that great. Benoit Giroux staying, but Stewart, Jenner, Kelly Chow, unfortunately, Selleck. Oh, I'm sorry, Selleck, but you have to go, as does AJ Black. You all have to go. Every single one of you. Where you're going, though, I have no idea. Let's find out. Who lacks contracts at this point? New Jersey. New Jersey does, but that might be a tough sell. Florida, Edmonton, Colorado, Carolina. You're $3 million over. Shit. Colorado is at $4 million over. Not too many spots. I'm gonna try for New Jersey here. Let's try for New Jersey. I want to get rid of everybody at once, basically. Let's see if I can do that. Hey, I might be able to. Will that go through? Nope, but it's probably close. Maybe. I'm gonna at least get the first round pick out of this. For sure. See if I can get the third and the fourth. Just the third? You rat bastards. I'll take the first round pick, though. Here, let's pick Horde just a little bit. Will that go through? Yes, it will. So, see you guys later. We'll take New Jersey's first round pick. And now, I need to sign Voloshenko. I need to sign Voloshenko. And then I gotta wait to hear back from the free agents that we just sent offers to. And then, holy shit, we might actually be able to sim a little bit in this episode. So, Voloshenko, let's sign you up. We'll sign you up, no problem. Cedric Paquette is about to get paid. And again, if certain players progress throughout the season, we can just send the other 3 down to the minors. In all honesty, I don't even have to necessarily trade them. I can just send them down to the AHL. But there you go. All 3 have signed. You knew it would be an extremely difficult process to set up this team. Again, just another instance of us hitting the wall as far as trying to get this team set. But for forwards, we are pretty much good. We need to send down these guys. Actually, we'd still be under the limits. Paquette, there you go. O'Shea and Wilson. We'll send down Malkin and Wall. And there we go. The team is actually looking all right. Of course, I will have to set the power play lines and everything like that. We're still short on defensive prospects. To be honest, I might not even sign defensive prospects. I might just go with veterans from the free agent list. Niemi is probably going to be traded. Yeah, I think I'd rather keep Don Ryder. So Niemi has to be traded. Let's go do that before I forget. We'll take care of that. It's amazing how torn up some people are about me trading Cole Lind. It had to happen. It had to happen. Anyway, like I said, Niemi has to go. And from there, we'll figure out the rest of the team. Niemi actually has the lowest value, so there you go. Let's see if we can send him to Anaheim. To Anaheim. For, how about let's just pick Horde. Screw you, Anaheim. What do you say? No? Well, what do you say now? How about now? How about now? There you go. 3rd and 7th for Niemi. Not a bad return. So, the goaltending at the AHL level is set. It'll be done just with as the starter, Ryder as the backup, Voloshenko as the 5th depth goaltender. Of course, like I said, the NHL is set as well. We'll have Scrimes for now. We'll sim a couple months into the season and see what goalies are doing well save percentage-wise, and then we'll trade for one. Unless Scrimes magically proves to be a half-decent backup, which could very well be the case. Our defensive situation is set. DeRozier, it's kind of the same thing. We'll see how he does. If he struggles, we still have the cap space to trade for somebody. And actually, we couldn't send him down to the AHL level at that point. But if he can't make it now, he is never going to make it. So And then forwards, my God. So let's see, that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, actually, some of these guys are CHL. So that's not the best way. That's not the best way to check things out. I hate this chair. So if we take out Jokinen, who is not a player of ours, let's look at scratched players here. Let's get Edmonds into the lineup. Who else would we want to get rid of? Cavallo, maybe. Sean Hopkins, 23 years old, medium bottom 6. That's not a great contract. So we'll put Kaminsky in. Who else? Tokarski's 23. Cavallo's 23. Kelly is 23. So these are the guys most likely to be taken out of the lineup. And Kelly will probably stay just because he's the better of the one. So Cavallo will be out next. Cavallo's gone. Hopkins is 79, so that's not terrible. Yoshimura needs to be into the lineup. And actually, we have players that have to be taken out of the lineup. We really do. We got to put in Gray and Stan Kolosov as well. So I might keep the guys that we have already as depth. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I could just keep them for depth. So let's see. If I were to sort this out, again, kind of prioritizing players' ages and who's more likely to develop at this stage. Or I could just go with the best overall players, which might still be a decent bet. Who's the better center between these two? Paris is. Okay. So let's elite potential for Wall, so he'll stay there. Elite potential for Wall. Let's just go for the best players toward the top here. Actually, we'll put Malkin there instead, and he's not the best center, but that's okay. We'll swap him with Enroth. And Kaminsky with Prince, Gray, and Yoshimura. Can either of you play center? Not really, but that's okay. It's the AHL. It is the AHL. So finally, that team is set. And to be honest, I will just keep who we have. Maybe. Tokarski, Cavallo, Hopkins. I'll get rid of 2 of them. So we'll keep Kelly, more than likely. And we'll figure that out. I feel sorry for Kelly, because he is going to be scratched pretty much all season, unless injuries pop up. So let's see. Forwards. Hopkins, Cavallo, Tokarski. The 3 lowest players. Right. And we'll just get rid of Hopkins. Bottom 6 potential, we'll just get rid of Hopkins. Let's see if we can send him to the Arizona Coyotes. We should be able to, no problem. I got a 3rd round pick for him. That's probably asking for too much. Just by a little bit. We'll get this to go through, though. How about the 4th round pick from the Devils to make that work? Thank you very much. And I think we're good. I just need to, again, so actually, you know what? I do need to clear out one more player. I mean, we have Jokinen, who's not actually one of our guys. I need to clear out one more player, though, because I need defensive help. So who's better out of Cavallo and Tokarski? Considering Tokarski's actually the better power forward, his defense is weaker. I'm going to go with Tokarski, though. So, Cavallo, let's see if we can send you to Toronto. 3rd round pick, please. Really? Still not good enough, huh? How about a 6th round pick from the Devils? Thankfully, I was able to pick a word from them. That goes through. Let me figure out the defense at the AHL level, and we'll actually sim at least a month, maybe 2, into the new season. And then we will be done. We will be done. No more extreme marathons. Unfortunately. But again, at the AHL level, the forwards are set. We do have a lot of guys that are in the CHL. And then on defense, let's see. So we have What do we have here? Who do we have? So, Nurmi, Galchenyuk, Reich, Smithson, Scarlett. So we need a right-handed shot, 2 right-handed shots, and a left-handed shot. And then we're good. So 2 right-handed shots and a left-handed depth shot. And we'll get those guys from the free agent market. And we'll take it from there. We shall take it from there. So, defenseman. Not goaltenders, defenseman. Minor league top 2, Nathan Beaulieu. Really. I could have him as the depth player, which would be pretty damn hilarious. I'm going to look at veterans first, I guess. Who do you have? Patrick Wirkoch is a 71, you poor bastard. Torrey Krug's at an 80. Klaus Dahlbeck, Braden McNabb. Well, that's just depressing. That is just depressing. I do want the best team possible, though, because we have a history of competing for Calder Cups. And I want that to continue. So, could get Manulin as well. Draft a glory veteran. So let's see, we need a depth, left-handed defenseman in Beaulieu. Yeah, you know what? He's the best guy available. Let's do it. 2-way contract, and then I need a right-handed shot. It was actually decent, and then a depth right-handed shot. Spot check is actually decent, so we'll sign him up. Doesn't want a 2-way contract, though, so he can piss off. Urcomps. Riley Bruce as well. Urcomps, Bruce. Actually, I shouldn't have sent the offer to Beaulieu because he's just going to complain about ice time. So I won't make the same mistake with defense here. We need minor league depth defenseman. There you go. There's a minor league depth guy. Movare. He's not who we're looking for, though. Neither is Duke Perry. Nick Ebert. You fit the bill, my man. Welcome to Grand Rapids. And Loic Leduc. You also fit the bill. So we'll sign those 3 guys, and then, damn it, we're good to go. And damn it, we are good to go. And we'll see how the team does this season. Granted, I do still need to edit the special teams, but that's okay. That's okay. Leduc and Ebert have accepted. Beaulieu, if you would, thank you very, very much. Let's get the lineup set, start simming, and then we'll move on. And then we will move on. We will move forward. So defenseman, good it didn't sign them. Let's get the team set. Let's get the team set. So I think I'll play Boleris. I got to play Boleris on the top line because he has to continue to get better. So the third line is Donaghy, Giroux, and Lilia. Lecavalier, Hischier, Desbiens. Beautiful. It is beautiful. And actually, really quick, get ready. Get ready to hear the old keyboard here as we keep track of who is playing where so that I know who I need to give the proper ice time to. Gotta figure that out. Gotta figure that out. Gotta balance this out properly. Gotta keep the team happy. Gotta keep the team happy. Goddamn. Let's see. Alright, so we got the forward lines taken care of on defense. As hearing my dog dream in the background, apparently. That's not the most pleasant sound. Let's see. We'll go Haig and Hronik still because they are monsters. We'll go McCann and Dahlin. So Haig and Hronik. Oh, McCann and Dahlin. DeRozier's and Ricky. Boom. So on the power play, we need to keep Lilia happy. He's pretty much the only guy. He does have power play time. He does have power play time rather than the Cavalier, which is fine. We'll keep everybody on the power play. I mean, Recchi could get power play time. He could, but I'm going to put... I think I'm going to put LeCavalier there instead. Just so that all of our crucial forwards have the ice time that they deserve. So right-handed shots were good. LeCavalier we can put there. Swap those 2 around. And yeah, we should be all right. We'll have Dahlin and Hronek. Hronek, actually, both of them have a ridiculous shot. Dahlin's is a bit better, to be honest. You know, see here, we'll swap. There, we'll do it that way. We'll do it that way. That way, Hronek. Actually, here, we'll have Dahlin with McCann. And that is looking okay for now. For now, that is decent enough. Power play, Hronek and Bapada. We'll have Recchi there. That's fine. The penalty kill. We need to make sure that Lilia has time. Donaghy, Giroux. And to be honest, from there, it doesn't really even matter. Could go with Paquette, who's actually the best guy here. McDavid has 5-star defense. I guess he's the answer, isn't it? So, Giroux, Donaghy. We need to put McDavid and Lilia onto the team. And we'll sort out the defense, but that shouldn't take too long. Lilia listed as a left wing. There we go. I can see a left wing or a center. I couldn't remember. So, McDavid and Lilia, Giroux, and Donaghy. We have Haig, of course, on the PK unit to try and keep him happy. And the defense is still pretty much set. So we'll have McDavid and Giroux as our centers. Nope, not Giroux and Giroux. Damn it. I have to go down 2 more. McDavid. There you go. Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. And we are golden. We are set up and ready for success. The AHL. Wow, Salvador's a forward. I didn't even know that we had. What do you know? What do you know? Let's put in, not Beaulieu, probably Ebert or Leduc. Both are pretty defensively capable. I'm going to go with Ebert. A little bit better of a player. A little bit better of a player. So, Galchenyuk, Nurmi, Reich, Scarlett. Bam. Boy, Scarlett and Ebert. That's a hell of a combination. And we'll take out Volrath. Put in Dundas, our starter. Ryder's the backup. And good lord, these teams are set. Finally, these teams are set. I suppose the last thing we should do is just make sure the captaincy is good to go. Just make sure that we're good to go. Haig and McDavid, the only 2 leaders on this team, but that's all right. That's all right. McDavid's an alternate. You have Haig as the captain and Hronek as the other alternate, which is fine. And then at the AHL level, what are we dealing with at the AHL level? I do wonder. Tokarski is the only leader, and he's not in the lineup. So there you go. Who's going to be the captain of the Grand Rapids Griffins as they look to continue one hell of a tradition? Right now it's Bordelot, which, here, you know what? Typically I won't care about the AHL because it only ruins morale. I'm going to give the captaincy to Scarlett, of course, our noble enforcer. So we'll give him captaincy. And then who else should get a letter? Kelly's been around for a while, but he's currently scratched. Copeland. You know, let's go for Ebert and Nurmi. An all defensive captaincy and leadership group. There you go. All right, for the love of God. For the love of God, let's get this started. We will only sim probably the first month, and then we're going to call it. It's already been a pretty long episode. But the Griffins, 79, 81, and 71 for ratings. Of course, that could be better. And at the NHL level, 96, 95, and 96. Despite the changes we have made, this team is still set up to be contenders. We'll see if that's the case, though. We'll see if that's the case. We do have a pretty big question mark in the form of a 90 overall elite goalie, Van Katterson. Is he good enough to be the starter? And, of course, on defense, that third pairing might be a bit weak. Offensively, we have a fourth-line defensive physical combination, which how well is that going to work out? We do have a lot of question marks with this team. Last year was a season in which, of course, I really wanted to win the Cup because I knew that these major changes we're coming. We'll see if we can survive and continue to find success in this series, though, once we move forward as we end the preseason with 3 straight losses. Good start. We did really well at the start, failed towards the end, but now we get into the games that count. And again, we will sim this first month. Let's sim through October. What are we dealing with? And we get shut out in our first game. All right. Against the Buffalo Sabres. 5-4 loss. You know, Van Kadishin, if you could stop a puck right now, that'd be great. That would be great. Already making me a tad bit concerned. We get the 4-2 win over the Dallas Stars. And we beat the Rangers. Yes, we can. Back to 500. How do you like that? That's the thing, man. These games, it's so early on in the season that it's just, they're not necessarily irrelevant, but it's hardly going to be an indication of what we're going to look like as a team this season. The point streak comes to an end after 4 straight games, the 4-game winning streak. Can we end the episode on a win against Montreal? We do. We have a 5-3 record through the first 8 games of this season. Ottawa off to a 7-1 start, my God. But really quickly, because again, this episode is coming to a close. It has been long enough. The top line is doing well. The second line is doing well. The third line, you know, I don't expect much offense out of them, so they're doing all right. Although it is surprising that Lilia is a minus. I imagine it's just maybe shorthanded goals. Tough to tell. And the fourth line isn't getting completely torn apart, so that's good. On defense, Haig and Hronik are actually struggling, which they typically didn't, especially last year. So we're going to bump up Dahlin, and we'll put McCann with Haig. The third pairing, the one I was most concerned about, is doing incredibly well. Louis DeRozier making the most of his opportunity. And then the big question mark, Van Kadishin, is actually doing all right, so I'm surprised we lost those early games. Patrick Scrimes already proving not to be a decent goaltending option. So we're going to have to do something about that pretty much immediately, which really does suck. I was hoping we could make it a month or two before having to trade for a goalie. And as it is there a backup goalie of sorts who already has a decent amount of games played? Again, we're not that far into the season, but I'm going to have to take the risk already on improving the goalie situation because that is simply not good enough. Again, I wanted to give him the opportunity just to see, and it hasn't gone too well. And yeah, Jordan Hollett, of course, is doing very well in Ottawa, which I am not surprised by whatsoever. That's Demko, also not doing too bad for Carolina. But we gave Van Kadishin a chance. He hasn't done terribly. Let's see save percentage-wise. What are we dealing with here? Holtby's an 85. I want a goalie who's at least played a couple of games. Connor Hellebucks. He might be the guy. He's only played 3 games. He might be the guy to go after here. Biggs is a starter. Joseph Wall, who we had many moons ago. Joseph Wall. I think he's the guy, to be honest. Blackwood's an elite goalie. Let's bring Joseph Wall back to Hockeytown. Let's bring Wall back to Hockeytown. Let's do it. Let's go. Scrimes, I gave you the chance. You let me down. You might still be a decent goalie in the future, but it won't be here. I can assure you, especially with the prospects that we have at the moment. So let's see if I can get away with just giving up 3rd-round picks with Scrimes. That is the hope. Let's find out. 2 third-round picks? Really? All right, well, shit. I'm willing to overpay. 3rd-round picks mean pretty much nothing to me. Will that go through? Yes, it will. 3 third-round picks and Scrimes for Joseph Wall. But there you go. To end the episode, we hopefully solve our backup goaltending issue as we bring Joseph Wall back to Hockeytown. So, guys, again, that'll do it. If you're live on Twitch, don't go anywhere because I'm not done for tonight. But for those watching on YouTube after the fact, the show is over. The episode is over. Hockeytown, the look of the team has changed yet again. Not off to the greatest of starts, but not bad, and we are set up incredibly well heading into the next offseason, where you factor in that we're going to have a franchise-level player that we have to re-sign, and he's going to want quite a bit of money, you would assume. So again, for those on Twitch, stick around, but for those on YouTube, that'll do it. Support the video in any way you deem necessary. All that stuff, I don't need to tell you what to do. I'll see you, though, in the next episode of Rebuilding Hockeytown, where we will continue through this season, and we'll see if I made the right moves or not. I look forward to finding out. But again, I will catch you guys next time.